The ice cream cone is a standard in any ice cream store or stand. This tasty and crunchy treat is known as a way to cool down in the summer and makes an edible container for a cold snack. Ice cream cones have come a long way since their accidental invention in 1904 at the World's Fair. From basic wafers to intricate sugar cones, each one must be perfectly crispy, strong, and delicious. It all starts with a simple yet precise mixture. Flour, sugar, water, and a binding agent like soy lecithin are combined to create the perfect batter. Brown sugar is often added to give the cone extra sweetness and a richer flavor. The key to a great ice cream cone is consistency. The dough must maintain the perfect texture so the mixture is cooled or heated to stay at exactly 17 degrees Celsius. A computerized system ensures that every batch is the same, regardless of outside temperature. Once the dough is mixed, it's poured into machines that shape the cones. A large hopper controls the amount of batter poured onto hot baking plates. These plates cook both sides at the same time, ensuring an even bake. After about 50 seconds, the wafer is cooked and ready for shaping. While still warm and flexible, they are quickly molded into the iconic cone shape. After the cones are shaped, they are cooled on conveyor belts to set their structure. This ensures they are strong enough to hold ice cream without breaking. Every cone must pass a quality check. They're tested for consistency and shape, thickness, and durability to ensure they won't crumble under the weight of the ice cream. There's nothing quite like a well-baked croissant, with that crispy and soft in the middle, with the subtle flavors that melt in your mouth. However, croissant production must be done just right, especially when you're producing them on a high-speed line. The journey of a croissant begins with its ingredients. Factories use premium flour, rich butter, sugar, yeast, and a touch of salt to ensure consistent quality. Each batch is carefully measured and mixed to create the dough. The dough is mixed in large industrial mixers, where it transforms into a silky base, ready for the next crucial step. One of the defining features of croissants is their flaky and layered texture. This is achieved through a process called lamination. Large machines roll out the dough into thin sheets and layer it with chilled butter. The dough is folded and rolled multiple times, creating up to 27 layers of dough and butter. These layers are the secret behind the croissant's crisp exterior and airy interior. Once the laminated dough is ready, it's chilled to maintain the butter's integrity. The sheets are then cut into perfect triangles to create that iconic shape of croissants. Automated systems roll these triangles into crescents, a process that's both precise and mesmerizing to watch. Proofing is a critical step in the croissant-making process. The croissants rest in a controlled environment where the yeast activates, causing the dough to rise and develop its light and airy structure. Temperature and humidity are carefully monitored to ensure the croissants proof evenly, creating that perfect texture. Once proofed, the croissants are ready for baking. Industrial ovens bake them at precise temperatures to ensure even cooking. This is where the butter melts, creating steam that forms the iconic flaky layers. In just 20 to 25 minutes, the croissants emerge golden, crispy on the outside, and soft on the inside. Every croissant undergoes strict quality control to ensure consistency. Only the best croissants make it to the packaging line. The ones that don't meet the criteria are removed, ensuring only the best reach the customer. Modern packaging systems carefully wrap the croissants, sealing in their freshness. These systems can package hundreds of croissants per minute, ready to be shipped to bakeries and stores. Every decorated cake starts with a delicious base. Batter made from high-quality ingredients like flour, sugar, eggs, and butter is mixed to the perfect consistency. It's then poured into baking molds and baked to a golden finish. Consistent size and shape are essential for efficient decorating. Once baked cakes move to a cooling area. After cooling, they are sliced into layers or stacked as needed. These layers make it easier to add fillings like creams, jams, or even chocolate. The cakes are then ready for their base layer of icing. Machines or skilled decorators spread a smooth layer of icing over each cake to create an even foundation. This undercoat, known as a crumb coat, ensures that the top layers look flawless. If the cake has multiple layers, they're stacked with layers of filling in between. Each layer is added carefully to maintain stability, especially for taller cakes. Fillings are applied in a consistent amount for even flavor throughout. Now comes the artistic part. Machines or decorators add the final icing and start piping intricate designs, flowers, and patterns. For special themes, decorations like fondant shapes or edible images are applied. Finally, the cakes get their finishing touches: sprinkles, fruit, chocolate pieces, or edible glitter. For custom orders, personalized decorations are applied at this stage. Each cake undergoes a quality check to ensure every detail is perfect. Then the cakes are placed in protective packaging to keep them fresh and secure during transport. Cutting meat is far more challenging than it appears. For years, factory workers handled this task manually, often risking injuries. Automated machines, like those designed by S Company from New Zealand, have revolutionized this process. Their systems use specialized disc blades that move and cut carcasses with precision, eliminating the need for manual handling. Automation ensures efficiency, consistency, and high standards. Advanced automation technology plays a crucial role in processing lambs safely and effectively. This technology reduces the risk of injury significantly. Automated equipment handling these high-speed cuts, human hands are far from harm's way, making the workplace safer and more efficient. Automated systems split the lamb carcasses and perform evisceration. Robotics and advanced machinery ensure that these tasks are done swiftly, with precise cuts to maintain the quality of the meat. Each carcass goes through automated trimming where any excess fat or unwanted parts are removed. This step helps standardize the meat cuts while maintaining strict hygiene. Quality control systems scan for imperfections, ensuring only high-quality products continue through the line. Grading technology assesses the meat for size, color, and quality. Each lamb cut is then portioned, weighed, and sent to automated packaging stations, where it's securely wrapped and labeled for distribution. Now let's explore this tortellini factory that show us how this ring-shaped pasta is processed. It all starts with mixing high-quality durum wheat flour and water in industrial mixers. Some factories may also add eggs for richness. This mixture is kneaded until it reaches the perfect smooth and elastic consistency needed for tortellini. The dough is then fed through a series of rollers that gradually flatten it into thin sheets. Consistency is crucial here, as the dough needs to be thin enough to fold easily, yet thick enough to hold the filling. Next comes the filling, often a flavorful mixture of ingredients like cheese, meat, or spinach. The machine then folds and presses the dough around the filling, creating the signature tortellini shape. Depending on the product type, the tortellini may go through a cooking and quick freezing process, or they may be dried for longer shelf life. Cooked tortellini is flash frozen to lock in freshness, while dried tortellini is slowly dehydrated to keep its texture. Finally, quality control checks are performed to ensure each piece meets factory standards. The tortellini is then packaged, labeled, and made ready for shipment, ensuring it arrives fresh and delicious. Haribo candies are produced in factories using a combination of traditional methods and modern technology. The process begins with the careful selection of ingredients, such as sugar, gelatin, glucose syrup, flavorings, and food colorings. Once the ingredients are gathered, they are mixed together in large vats to create the candy mixture. The mixture is then heated to a precise temperature to ensure it reaches the correct consistency. Different flavors and colors are added at this stage to create the variety of Haribo candies available on the market. The next step in the process is shaping the candies. The warm candy mixture is poured into molds that give the candies their iconic shapes, such as bears, worms, or rings. The molds are carefully designed to ensure each candy is uniform in size and shape. After the candies have been shaped, they are cooled and allowed to set. This process can take several hours, depending on the type of candy being produced. Once the candies have set, they are removed from the molds and sent to the packaging area. In the packaging area, the candies are sorted and packaged into the familiar bags or boxes. The packaging is designed to keep the candies fresh and protect them during transportation. Labels are added to the packaging to provide important information, such as ingredients, expiration dates, and nutritional content. Quality control is a crucial part of the manufacturing process at Haribo factories. Samples of candies are regularly taken from the production line and tested to ensure they meet the company's high standards. Honey production is a blend of traditional beekeeping practices and modern technology that involves several key steps and processes to ensure high quality and efficient production. The journey of honey begins in the beehives, where bees collect nectar from flowers and transform it into honey. Beekeepers monitor the hives to ensure the bees are healthy and productive. Once the bees have filled the honeycomb cells with honey and capped them with beeswax, the honeycomb frames are carefully removed from the hives. This is typically done using a gentle smoking process, which calms the bees and allows the beekeeper to work without disturbing them. The first step, the factory, is to remove the thin layer of beeswax that seals the honey inside the comb. This process, called uncapping, can be done using special uncapping machines or manually with a heated knife. The beeswax collected during uncapping is often used to make products like candles or cosmetics. Once the honeycomb is uncapped, the frames are placed into a honey extractor. This is a machine that spins the frames at high speeds, using centrifugal force to extract the honey from the comb without damaging it. The extracted honey is passed through filter to remove impurities such as bits of wax, bee parts, or other debris. Once processed, the honey is pumped into jars, bottles, or other containers. Automated filling machines ensure that each container is filled to the correct level, and then they are sealed to maintain freshness. Next up, let's explore butter production. For this, we start with pasteurized, cultured cream. This cream has been heated to kill off any unwanted bacteria, ensuring a clean foundation for creating quality butter. Once pasteurized, the cream is stored in a cold room for about a week. This initial chilling period stabilizes the cream and readies it for the next steps in production. After the cream is chilled, it's time to warm it up. The cream is carefully heated to around 40 degrees Celsius to create the perfect environment for fermentation. At this stage, lactic acid bacteria are added to the cream. These bacteria are essential because they start a fermentation process slowly breaking down the cream and introducing a tangy flavor unique to cultured butter. Now, the cream is left to ferment for 3 to 4 weeks. This extended fermentation period is crucial. It allows the cream to develop complex flavors and textures that make cultured butter special. While this may seem time-consuming, it's this step that gives the butter its rich and delicious taste. Once the fermentation period is complete, the cream undergoes further processing stages. It's churned to separate the butterfat from the buttermilk. Churning is a vigorous process, agitating the cream until it thickens and solidifies. This churning also gives the butter its creamy, spreadable texture. After churning, the butter is washed to remove any remaining buttermilk, helping it last longer and stay fresh. Then it's shaped, packaged, and ready for distribution. And here we have a beef sausages factory. The production of sausages starts with selecting the finest cuts of meat. The meat is then trimmed of excess fat and diced into small pieces. Next, the meat is fed into a grinding machine, where it is minced to the desired consistency. This step is crucial in ensuring that the sausage has a smooth and even texture. Once the meat is minced, it is time to add seasonings and spices. This is where the magic happens, as the blend of spices gives each type of sausage its unique flavor profile. Ingredients such as salt, pepper, garlic, and paprika are commonly used to enhance the taste. Meanwhile, natural casings made from the intestines of animals are prepared for filling. These casings are flexible and allow the sausage to retain its shape while cooking. The seasoned meat mixture is then fed into a sausage stuffing machine, which fills the casings with the meat mixture. The machine ensures that the sausages are evenly filled and properly sealed. After the sausages are filled, they are linked together to form long chains. This process helps in portioning the sausages and makes them easier to handle during cooking. Some sausages are then smoked to enhance their flavor. They are hung on racks in a smoking room, where they are exposed to a controlled amount of smoke for a specific period of time. This adds a rich, smoky flavor to the sausages. Finally, the sausages are ready for packaging. They are either vacuum sealed for freshness or placed in trays for display. The packaging ensures that the sausages remain fresh and flavorful until they reach the consumer's plate. Next up, let's explore the process of making cheese. It all begins with the arrival of fresh milk. Upon reaching the factory, the milk undergoes a series of tests, chemical, microbiological, and sensory, to ensure it meets quality standards. Once it passes, it's stored in insulated tanks with strict temperature control to maintain freshness. When it's time to begin cheese production, the milk is sent for pasteurization. This step removes any harmful bacteria. Then, specialized ingredients are added, including live lactic cultures, Penicillium roquefort, and rennet, which help start the cheese-making process. Next, the milk mixture is poured into stainless steel molds where it begins to take shape as cheese. The cheese is left to rest in these molds for 24 hours. After this initial resting period, the cheese undergoes its first salting, which enhances the flavor and aids in preservation. The cheese is then transferred to a special chamber, kept at around 21 degrees Celsius, where it will rest and age. After another 24 hours, a second salting occurs, which further enhances the cheese's unique flavor profile. Depending on the type of cheese, it can remain here for anywhere between 2 to 7 days. For Gorgonzola, the cheese needs to develop its distinctive blue veins. It's transferred to a cooler chamber at 3 to 5 degrees Celsius, where it's pierced with steel needles. This allows air inside, which helps the Penicillium roqueforti culture grow and form the signature blue mold. The cheese now undergoes a final ripening stage, lasting between 50 and 80 days. Once it reaches optimal maturity, it's ready for cutting and packaging. Using advanced technology like seal-lock systems, the factory can make up to 130 precise cuts per minute, ensuring consistency in each piece. The journey of making 7-Up begins with the main ingredients: carbonated water, high-fructose corn syrup, and natural lemon-lime flavors. These are carefully blended to create the base syrup. The mixture is then precisely carbonated, giving 7-Up its signature fizz. Next, the carbonated syrup is piped into a filling machine that dispenses the perfect amount of soda into each bottle or can. Every bottle and can is capped and sealed to lock in, the carbonation keeping the soda fresh and fizzy. Throughout the process, rigorous quality control tests ensure that every can meets 7-Up's high standards. Once checked, the bottles and cans are labeled and packed for distribution, ready to be shipped to stores worldwide. From factory to your fridge, that's how every can of 7-Up is made. Crisp, refreshing, and always ready to quench your thirst. The journey of hazelnuts begins in the orchard, where it harvested from mature trees. Once collected, the nuts are cleaned and sorted to remove leaves and dirt. At the factory, the first step is thorough cleaning. Machines remove the outer husk and any remaining impurities. Advanced sorting equipment ensures that only the highest quality hazelnuts move forward in the process. Next, the hazelnuts are dried to reduce moisture and extend shelf life. Once dried, The nuts are cracked open to extract the edible kernel inside. After cracking, the hazelnuts can be roasted for enhanced flavor. Whether for snacking or use in products like chocolate spreads, the roasting process adds depth to the flavor. Once roasted or processed, the hazelnuts are packaged in various forms, from whole kernels to ground flour. Quality control is paramount. Every batch is inspected for size, texture, and flavor consistency.
Lay's.
The journey of Lay's chips starts with high-quality potatoes. These potatoes are sourced from carefully selected farms, ensuring only the best are used for production. Each potato is selected based on strict standards for size, shape, and moisture content. When the potatoes arrive at the Lay's factory, they are immediately prepared for processing. Each batch is unloaded and sent through an initial sorting system where any substandard or damaged potatoes are removed. Only the best potatoes make it to the next stage. The first step in the factory is cleaning. Potatoes are washed multiple times to remove dirt and debris. With high-pressure water jets, scrub the potatoes to ensure no traces of soil remain. After cleaning, an automated inspection process checks for imperfections, ensuring every potato meets the company's high standards. After washing, the potatoes are peeled with automated peelers carefully remove the skin, ensuring minimal waste. Once peeled, the potatoes are sliced into thin, uniform pieces. The thickness is critical to thick, and the chips won't be crispy too thin, and they'll burn during frying. Once sliced, the potato slices are sent to large fryers. Lay's uses a proprietary blend of high-quality oils to fry the chips to perfection. The temperature and timing are closely monitored by advanced machinery to ensure each batch has that perfect golden brown hue and crispy texture. After frying, the chips are drained to remove excess oil. This step is crucial not only for taste, but also for the texture and shelf life of the chips. A gentle air cooling process helps reduce oil content, making the chips lighter and crunchier. Now comes the fun part, flavoring. Whether it's the iconic classic salted flavor or a tangy barbecue, each batch of chips is evenly coated with the perfect amount of seasoning. Lay's uses state-of-the-art machines to ensure consistent seasoning across every chip. Before packaging, each chip goes through rigorous quality control checks. Employs cutting-edge optical scanners and automated systems that check each chip for defects. Chips that are too dark, misshapen, or damaged are removed from the line, ensuring that only the highest quality chips reach consumers. Once the chips pass quality control, they are sent to the packaging stage. Lay's signature bags are filled with the right amount of chips and sealed to preserve freshness. These bags are designed with airtight seals to keep the chips crispy from the factory to your table. Lay's sells approximately 1.5 million bags per day globally. This number reflects Lay's popularity as one of the leading snack brands. However, sales can fluctuate based on promotional campaigns, holidays, and other factors. Bacon is a breakfast staple, loved for its crispiness and rich flavor. The process of making it starts with selecting high-quality pork bellies. Each piece is inspected for quality, then trimmed to the ideal size and thickness. The pork bellies go through a curing process where they're seasoned with a mixture of salt, sugar, and spices. This step not only adds flavor, but also preserves the meat, giving bacon its unique taste. The pork bellies are cooled and then sliced into thin, even strips. Automated slicers ensure each piece is the perfect thickness, whether it's thick cut or regular. The slices are then carefully packed to keep them fresh. Each package goes through quality control to ensure consistency and safety. Who can resist a delicious ice cream bar covered in chocolate? The process of making it begins with the ice cream base. High-quality ingredients like milk, cream, sugar, and flavorings are mixed together in large tanks. Once the base is ready, it's poured into specially shaped molds, usually in the form of bars. These molds then enter a blast freezer where they're quickly frozen to a solid state. Rapid freezing is crucial to prevent ice crystals from forming, keeping the ice cream smooth and creamy. After the ice cream bars have reached a semi-solid state, sticks are inserted into each one. Robotic arms carefully place the sticks at just the right angle, so they're stable for dipping and handling. The bars are then fully frozen, making them ready for the next stage. Now comes the most exciting part, the chocolate coating. Each ice cream bar is dipped into melted chocolate, which is kept at the perfect temperature to achieve a smooth coating. The chocolate quickly hardens as it hits the cold ice cream, creating a crisp shell that locks in the creamy center. Once coated, the bars move down a conveyor to the wrapping station. Each bar is individually wrapped in airtight packaging to keep it fresh. Finally, the bars go through a quality control check, where inspectors ensure each one is perfect in size, shape, and appearance. Only after passing this inspection are the bars packed into boxes for distribution. Mortadella production starts with carefully selected cuts of pork, traditionally the shoulder and back fat, which provide the meat with its signature flavor and texture. The pork is then ground into a fine paste using specialized grinders. This step ensures that the meat achieves the smooth, uniform consistency that mortadella is known for. Next, a blend of spices and seasonings are added to the meat paste. The traditional recipe includes salt, black pepper, and aromatic herbs, giving mortadella its rich, savory taste. One of the defining features of mortadella is the addition of cubes of pork fat. These visible white spots add texture and help to keep the sausage moist during cooking. Once the ingredients are combined, the mixture is stuffed into large casings. These cylindrical molds give mortadella its traditional shape, and the air is removed to ensure the sausage is tightly packed. The stuffed sausages are then slowly cooked in steam ovens at controlled temperatures. This cooking process can take several hours, allowing the flavors to fully develop while the mortadella achieves its smooth, delicate texture. After cooking, the mortadella is cooled to set its shape and firm up the texture. Each batch undergoes strict quality control checks to ensure it meets the highest standards. Finally, the mortadella is sliced into thin, uniform slices and packaged, ready to be sent to stores and kitchens around the world. From a pharmacy on the streets of Atlanta to a global phenomenon, Coca-Cola has captured the world's taste buds. With an astounding 10,000 servings enjoyed every second, this iconic drink has become more than just a beverage. It's a symbol of refreshment and nostalgia. The production of Coca-Cola begins with the main ingredients include water, sweeteners like sugar or high fructose corn syrup depending on the country, caffeine, and a blend of natural flavors. The exact combination of flavors is a closely guarded secret, often referred to as Merchandise 7X. While most of the ingredients are common, the proprietary flavor mix is what sets Coca-Cola apart, giving it a unique taste that has been cherished for over a century. The process begins with purifying the water, which is the primary component of Coca-Cola. Factories use advanced filtration systems to remove any impurities, ensuring that the water meets Coca-Cola's high-quality standards. Purified water helps maintain a consistent taste, regardless of where in the world the drink is produced. After water filtration, it's time to make the syrup base. This syrup is the concentrated form of Coca-Cola that will later be mixed with carbonated water. The purified water is combined with sweeteners and the proprietary flavor blend in large stainless steel mixing tanks. Automated machines measure and mix these ingredients with precision to ensure consistency. Quality control is crucial during this stage, as even a slight variation could alter the drink's iconic flavor. The syrup base is continuously tested for taste, consistency, and quality. Once the syrup base is ready, it's time to add the fizz. Carbonation is what gives Coca-Cola its refreshing bubbles. This step involves pumping carbon dioxide gas into the syrup base under high pressure, creating the signature effervescence. The amount of carbonation is carefully regulated. Too much or too little could change the experience of drinking Coca-Cola. This is done in large carbonation tanks, ensuring that the gas mixes evenly throughout the liquid. While the syrup is being prepared, the factory also produces bottles for the beverage. Coca-Cola bottles can be made from either glass, plastic, or aluminum. Quality control is a top priority for Coca-Cola, as consistency in flavor and quality is key to the brand's reputation. Throughout the manufacturing process, samples are taken and tested to ensure they meet Coca-Cola's rigorous standards. Technicians test for taste, carbonation levels, and purity, ensuring each batch of Coca-Cola matches the brand's standard. Each bottle or can is carefully inspected for any defects before filling. Modern quality control technologies such as high-speed cameras and sensors detect any imperfections. Only bottles that meet Coca-Cola's quality standards move forward in the production line. The bottling process is a high-speed, automated operation. The carbonated Coca-Cola syrup is poured into bottles or cans, typically at a rate of thousands of units per minute. These filling machines are designed to minimize any loss of carbonation and prevent any outside contamination. Immediately after filling, each bottle is capped to lock in the carbonation and preserve freshness. The capping process is quick, often happening within seconds of filling, and seals the drink tightly. The caps are made from special materials that maintain the seal while withstanding the pressure inside the bottle. Once filled and capped, each bottle or can is labeled with Coca-Cola's iconic branding. The labels include important information such as ingredients, nutritional details, and the brand's trademark logo. This labeling process is also automated with high-speed machines, applying the labels with precision to ensure they're aligned correctly and securely attached. After labeling, the bottles are grouped into cases and packaged for distribution. In most factories, Coca-Cola products are packed in cardboard boxes, plastic wrapped, or pallets, making them ready for transport. Some factories also produce multi-packs for bulk buying, ensuring they can meet various customer needs. Once packaged, the finished products are ready for distribution. Coca-Cola uses a vast network of logistics to transport the drinks from the factory to distribution centers, and then onto retail stores. Refrigerated trucks are often used to ensure the drinks are kept at optimal temperatures during transport. In just a matter of days, a bottle of Coca-Cola can go from production to being stocked on store shelves, ready to be enjoyed by customers around the world. From a sweet mixture to those familiar treats, The process starts with a candy base, typically made from starch molasses or invert sugar syrup. This base gives the candy its sweetness and structure. To this base, other ingredients are added, including water, sugar, coloring, and flavoring. Each component is carefully measured to ensure consistent taste and texture. Once all ingredients are combined, the mixture is heated and brought to a boil. This boiling step is crucial as it thickens the mixture to the ideal consistency for hard candy. The mixture must reach a specific concentration to give the candy its signature hardness. This part of the process requires precise temperature control, and factory machinery carefully monitors the heat to avoid overcooking or burning. After boiling, the hot candy mixture is carefully cooled to around 85 degrees Celsius. Cooling at this temperature makes the candy soft enough to be shaped, but firm enough to hold together. Some factories use molds to give the candy its specific form, while others cut it into the desired shape as it passes through rollers. Once shaped, the candies need to cool down completely. They are gradually brought to room temperature to prevent any cracking or stickiness. This cooling process is key to setting the candy's final hardness, ensuring it's ready for packaging and long-lasting shelf life. The cooled candies move to the packaging station where they're wrapped individually or in batches. Automated systems quickly wrap each piece, sealing in freshness and keeping them hygienic. Once packaged, the candies are boxed up and sent to warehouses ready to be distributed to stores nationwide. From cacao farms to bustling factories, chocolate manufacturing is a blend of precision and artistry. Each step in this journey, from harvesting cacao beans to creating the final chocolate bar, is guided by both intricate science and a passion for flavor. The process of making chocolate starts in tropical regions where cacao trees produce large, colorful pods. Inside each pod are cacao beans, which are harvested by hand. Farmers open the pods and scoop out the beans, which are then left to ferment for several days. This fermentation is crucial as it brings out the beans' natural flavors, setting the foundation for that signature chocolate taste. The beans are left to ferment in wooden boxes or under banana leaves. During fermentation, natural chemical changes occur, giving the beans a deeper, more complex flavor. After fermentation, the beans are dried under the sun for about a week before being packed and sent to chocolate factories. Once the dried beans reach the factory, the first step is roasting. Roasting helps to develop and enhance the flavor of the chocolate. The beans are roasted at a specific temperature and time, depending on the type of chocolate being made. For dark chocolate, beans may be roasted at a higher temperature, while milk chocolate often requires a gentler roast. During roasting, the shells of the beans become brittle, making it easier to remove them in the next step. The beans release their delicious aroma, filling the factory with the scent of chocolate. After roasting, the beans are cracked open and their outer shells are removed in a process called winnowing. This leaves behind cacao nibs, which are the purest form of chocolate. The nibs are packed with cocoa solids and cocoa butter, both essential for making chocolate. Next, the cacao nibs are ground into a thick paste known as chocolate liquor. Despite the name, chocolate liquor doesn't contain alcohol. It's a pure liquid form of chocolate, rich and intense in flavor. The chocolate liquor then undergoes a process called conching. During conching, the chocolate is continuously mixed and aerated, often for hours or even days, to develop a smooth texture and mellow flavor. Conching breaks down particles, making the chocolate creamier and less gritty. Depending on the type of chocolate, other ingredients like sugar, milk powder, and vanilla are added to the chocolate liquor. For milk, chocolate powdered milk gives it a creamy taste, while white chocolate contains no cocoa solids, only cocoa butter, sugar, and milk powder. These ingredients are carefully measured and mixed in, ensuring that every batch has the perfect balance of sweetness and texture. Once the chocolate is blended, it goes through a process called tempering. Tempering involves cooling and reheating the chocolate at specific temperatures to align the cocoa butter crystals. This step is essential for giving chocolate that shiny finish and satisfying snap. Tempering also ensures that the chocolate will have a smooth texture and won't easily melt when handled. After tempering, the liquid chocolate is poured into molds to give it shape, whether it's a bar, truffle, or unique shape. The molds then go through a cooling tunnel where the chocolate solidifies, setting the shape and giving it that glossy appearance we all recognize. Once cooled, the chocolate is ready for packaging. Automated machines wrap each piece with precision, protecting it and ensuring freshness. Packaging is not just for preservation, it's a part of the brand experience, giving each chocolate product its unique look.